I have been hurt by Adobe Creative Cloud on multiple occasions about the monthly cost, which is for me about $100. Yeah, the original cost is like $59.99, but I get this $35 overdraft. That's the one that hurts. So it is the cost. It's the cost of Adobe Creative Cloud that hurts. Um, since the Orange Puff took over, the government funding that my job was getting, it's been severely hit. I mean, next to nothing. I work for a black-owned nonprofit pushing green energy to the community through an urban farm in Highland Park, Michigan. It's called Parker Village Foundation. And if you'd like to help, please follow the link below, donate, buy a shirt, and help us out. But for my job, I create graphics for the newsletter. I create graphics for social media. I create graphics for print. And we also provide work to the community. Consistently, we have provided this newsletter for businesses as a way to get their word out and supporting the neighborhood with like food drives, events, and a place to just come and learn. Having a creative software is valuable. It is paramount to our well-being. So to see Apple coming in with the Creator Studio, my attention was garnered. A cheaper option is certainly welcome. Apple came through like move over kernel, here comes the general. Apple is a giant, providing a way for everyone to be a design star. iPhone is a creator studio, iPad is a creator's house, and the iMac is a creator's palace. Just add Adobe. That's what life has been for me for at least 14 years. Now, will that change? The Apple Creator Studio contains Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Pixelmator Pro, Apple Motion, which is 20 years old, surprise to me, and Compressor, which is about 7 years old, another surprise to me, and the Fluffy 4, Keynote, Pages, Numbers, and Freeform. Now, the Fluffy 4 always are accessible when you purchase a Mac. They're free downloads. But on the Creative Studio, they have AI boosters for each one. The most interesting thing about it, though, is there's a content hub, possibly just a quick access to pixels, which is great. The Pixelmator collab is the most interesting thing to me. I think Apple needed them to bring the graphics community even further into the orchard. So it contains non-destructive effect changes with layering. So you change a lot about your art and keep the original without undoing your keyboard to hell. Video retouching, which is pretty unbelievable. Imagine drawing directly over a frame. Not sure why that would be dope because I've never heard of it being possible, except for in film photography and animation. That's how they do it. But digitally, no, that's something different. Maybe not different, but it's digital. Super resolution looks like a dope use of AI. It takes images and enhances all parts to supersize without losing quality. This is AI supporting artists and not deleting artists. My favorite part is the use with the iPad. I usually start my designs from the iPad, so pushing my image straight to the laptop is nice. Adobe can do most, if not all of this in the programs, plus a ton with stuff like Typekit, which allows you to download fonts and search for fonts, Adobe Express, which allows you to create files specifically for different social media types. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of these things can be directly created to the perfect size and go straight into those platforms. Um, and Premiere, InDesign, and Illustrator. All of those things are tattooed on my brain when it's time for me to create. So yeah, do I think the Creative Studio is gonna be something? I do, and I look forward to it. I'm definitely going to download it on the 28th and let people know through maybe shorts. I'm not sure if I'll do another video, but hey, who knows?